Hello, YouTube and fellow Packer fans. We are doing another preview today. This time, Packers play the Detroit Lions on Thursday Night Football, a game which I will be at, posting shorts about the game as well. So, look forward to that. If you like the video, give it a like, subscribe, comment, all that. It's a easy, quick for you, but a big step for me. Now, this game is going to be very exciting. It's going to be a fun game, one of the big games of the week. Both teams are 2-1, and everybody, I'm sure, is going to say the Packers don't have a chance. Thankfully, the poll that I posted in my community tab has been pretty split. I mean, the Packers have a slight lead, but I'm glad to see that there are people picking the Lions because I think the Lions still are the favorites for sure. Especially, again, we don't know if Christian Watson, Aaron Jones, Bakhtiari, Elton Jenkins probably won't play. Um, Jair Alexander, Devondre Campbell, um, yeah, or Carrington Valentine. We're not sure if any of those guys will play, so because it's a little early for the week, but have to get it out since it's a Thursday game. But it's going to be a very exciting game. After the exciting comeback that was Jordan Love leading the fourth quarter comeback against the Saints, I mean, he did lead that comeback, but let's be honest, the Saints did collapse because Jameis Winston as a quarterback, boy, that's a scary proposition. And the Lions kind of beat up on the Falcons. Jared Goff, Bijan Robinson in check, only gave up 6 points, and they kept Desmond Ridder under wraps as well. So the Lions have a pretty good underrated defense. Jared Goff has been pretty good this year. Jahmyr Gibbs, watch out for Jahmyr Gibbs in this game. That he's one of those sneaky guys that'll probably have like over 100 yards against the Packers. So, and Amon-Ra St. Brown, I'm sure he'll get his yards and probably a lot of them. He'll be a big target for the Lions this week, and or their other wide receivers as well. Uh, Jordan Love's gonna have to be more efficient this week. He cannot do what he did last week. He can't struggle the first 3 quarters and expect to come out on top. Because then it'll be a very long game, and I don't want to sit there through a very long game where Packers have no chance to win. So hopefully Christian Watson will be able to come back. The Packers have been able to do pretty well with their receivers. Jaden Reed has stepped up. Romeo Doubs has been a consistent wide receiver. I mean, for all the talk of Christian Watson being the number one wide receiver, Romeo Doubs has been available. Sure, he was injured last year, but he's been available. I believe he's had a touchdown in every game this year, so that's something. And he's just been consistent. Everybody talks about Christian Watson. Well, Christian Watson hasn't played. Romeo Doubs has been there. So until then, Romeo Doubs is the de facto number one wide receiver, and probably even after he comes back. Luke Musgrave is becoming a more reliable target, even though he has his drops every now and then. He misses a block every now and then as well. Jaden Reed, like I said, is a great gadget player, can run any route for the most part. And Wicks as well has been pretty good as well. A.J. Dillon has just your de facto complimentary wide receiver for the Packers. And it would suck if he continues to be the starter if Aaron Jones is out, but it sounds like Aaron Jones was ready to go this past week, probably just a little discomfort still, so hopefully Aaron Jones is able to come back, because I like A.J. Dillon, but he's just not a starting running back. He's a complimentary back to Aaron Jones, and the Packers offense will be more ferocious if Aaron Jones plays if he does not. So hopefully he is able to come back. The Packers need him. Their running attack has not been great the past couple weeks, and Aaron Jones just brings a whole nother dimension with his ability to run routes as well and find the hole and do very well. So Packers defense has been very consistent. Rashawn Gary 3 sacks last week, so probably doesn't have that again this week, but he did great. The Packers were able to attack that Saints offensive line. Lions have one of the better offensive lines, so they're going to have to work even harder to get through. Devontae Wyatt, hopefully he can get a sack because he's been very instrumental in helping taking pressure off of Kenny Clark this year. So Kenny Clark doesn't have to do everything, which has allowed Kenny Clark to get a couple more sacks this year, which is really good to see. Second Packers secondary has been at its moments. Hopefully Carrington Valentine is able to play because he's such a good young player. Even Darnell Savage last week had some big plays, and that was really good to see. Good on you, Darnell. I mean, you probably won't be with the Packers next year, but making pitch other teams for next year is a cool thing to see. And just really excited to see this game. Big game of the week, for one of the big games of the week. Should be a very tight matchup. I don't expect the Lions to beat up on the Packers, and if you think that, just look at the series history. That even last year, it wasn't like that. Even though the Lions were clearly the better team last year. Um, Jordan Love, like I said, is going to need to be more efficient. Can't be just rolling down the field. I like that he's willing to throw down the field. He just needs to get a little better at it. No more throwing in double, triple coverage, please. My God. The Saints just dropped a couple balls last week, so the game could have been over last week. It would be nice that the Packers defense can make a play. Even though Jair Alexander has hand of stones, hopefully he can come back and his back injury isn't too serious. Packers need a lot of their stars to come back. I mean, it's great to see that the Packers have been able to win last week with all the starters out. Although, let's be honest, like I said before, Derek Carr was out or left the game early, and Saints offense was completely different after Jameis Winston came in and replaced him. So, really looking forward to this game. It's going to be fun outing. I think the Packers. I don't know. I think I'll pick the Packers to win. It'll be very close. Something around the lines of 27-24, maybe a last-second field goal. Or one last thing, gotta give credit to Anders Carlson. He's been pretty good so far this year. He hasn't missed anything, just getting it right down the middle. Although there have been times where it's like, he almost missed it, but he's coming along nicely, which is good to see after the poor camp that he had. But like I said, Green Bay Packers win 27-24. Watch out for Jahmyr Gibbs because this is the type of game he will break out at. And if he does, boy, I don't think the Packers can win if Jahmyr Gibbs breaks out. Same thing with Amon Ra. If he gets open continuously over and over and over again, you're going to be hard pressed to say the Packers are going to win. But if they're able to keep some of their guys under wraps and pressure Jared Goff, get to him, get a couple sacks, force him into quick throws and interceptions, Packers could definitely win this game. It's a very, very well evenly matched game. I still think the Detroit Lions are the best team, but are the better team. But it should be a very exciting, close matchup, and I can't wait to see it. Like I said, shorts will be coming during the game, so look out for those updates as well. Check out my poll in the community tab and vote on who you think will win this week's matchup. Like I said, it's a pretty close matchup right now, so by the time the game starts, I'm liking to think that the poll will be around 50% because it is such an even matchup for the most part. I think the Lions are still the better team, but I mean the Packers neutralize strengths on the Lions, and the Lions neutralize strengths on the Packers. So it's going to be a very fun game. Look forward to it. And as always, have a great day. God bless, and go Pack Go.